friends, you all are aware of the fact that President Trump is imposing high tariff worldwide. But why does he do it so desperately? Reason is, today USA is facing serious economic crunch on two fronts. Number one front is trade and other one is account. As regards trade is concerned, today's USA's total annual trade is $5 trillion, out of which imports are more than $3 trillion, and export is less than $2 trillion. So as a result, USA is facing serious trade deficit of more than $1 trillion. This is a very, very huge one and serious one. Where does China stands? The immediate threat to USA? Chinese total annual trade is $6 trillion, $1 trillion more than USA. But the import is lesser, only $2.5 trillion, and export is more, $3.5 billion. As a result, USA is not facing trade deficit, but trade surplus of $1 trillion. Here, China has decisively beaten USA. Now, number two is accounts. USA's total GDP is $31 trillion, but the debt is $38 trillion, more than $7 trillion. So, for USA, account deficit of $7 trillion. Chinese total GDP is lesser than USA, that is $20 trillion, but also lesser in debt. Debt is also lesser. Result is China has surplus $1 trillion debt, accounts. So, conclusion of all these data, conclusion is that China has decisively overtaken USA in terms of trade and account. This is a very serious threat on USA's status. This is the serious reason for Trump to get worried. So desperately he is imposing tariff here and there. So he is playing tariff politics. What I find is fully justified in his national interest. He is not wrong. All countries are doing for the nation. He is also doing it. But the problem is, why does he single out India in terms of imposing stiff tariff on India more than any other country? H-1B visa, maximum Indians are using it. Then, number of students curtailed to get admitted into US universities. And illegal Indians sent back to India under Chan. This is a humiliating one. All this thing has happened. India is not China. India is also not Russia. India is not rival to USA. Then why does USA is behaving like this? So, reason is not understood. So, this is not only a tariff issue. To me, it is unfair diplomacy and humiliating one. So, India is not convinced of this kind of behavior of President Trump. President Trump is using tariff as an instrument of coercion and a pressure tactics for political gain of USA. Now the question arises, if President Trump has singled out India, what is the reason that India is only singled out? India is targeting India the most. There are certain factors, and if you see the factors, you will get convinced. Number one is, tariff wants India to join military alliance of NATO plus. What is NATO plus? NATO plus has 5 members, and these 5 members are Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Israel, and South Korea. This NATO plus is not the NATO of Europe, Atlantics. This is away from Europe. These 5 countries are the members. Now Trump wants India should also join it. While Trump is asking India to join it, he ignores India's non-alignment policy, which does not allow India to join any military alliance. But he deliberately ignores it for his interest. Anyway, this is number one reason that he targets India. Number two reason is that India may be not a rival today, but USA considers India a long-term rival. Today's rival is China and Russia, but for future, India will be the rival. So it's pull down India. This is another reason. Then he wants to keep India at distance from Russia and BRICS. If India gets distance from Russia, then market point of view, business point of view, America will be benefited. That India will buy American oil rather than Russian one. India will buy American arms rather than Russian arms. So market intention is there behind. So this is the third reason, third factors. Now fourth one is again very interesting one. That bulk of soybean agriculture product is piled up in USA. How does? Reason is just recently China has blocked importing soybean from America. So is huge soybean is surplus over there in USA. Farmers are crying on the roads. Farmers are threatening of suicides. And farmers cannot be ignored because farmer is a huge source of vote bank. So Trump is worried how to save them, save their interest. In this situation, he is forced to ask India to open Indian market. Indian market remains the single market in the world to get and to dump all such huge soybeans. India said, how can we do it? We already have surplus food grain. We cannot do it against the interest of poor farmers. Trump does not like to listen all such things. He wants anyhow, India must open market for dairy product, for agriculture product. India is adamant not to open. Let Trump do whatever he likes. He is doing for the interest of his nation. We are doing for our own. So this is the major problem. Anyway, it looks as if this is not a Trump issue. And so this is not a tariff issue, but it is a humiliating issue. He is humiliating India. He is behaving India unfairly. So that has annoyed India also. You all must be aware that Trump is not happy with India because India is buying Russian oil. But to me, this is just a pretext to sideline Trump's failure to broker peace between Russia and Ukraine. And the last factor is that Trump's perception that India has been imposing tariff on US goods much more than any other country. This is what he understands, that India has been imposing so much tariff on US goods. So USA can also do it, tit for tat. Anyway, these are the factors that Trump has singled out India. However, Trump has miscalculated India as a softer target than China. Trump has also attempted to equate India with Pakistan. So China has surprised President Trump. India has proved that President Trump is wrong. Instead of coming under pressure of President Trump, India has joined nexus with China and Russia. This is a hitting reply. All such attempts of President Trump to keep India under pressure have been misfired. Trump has unnecessarily made India the most trusted strategic partner, a hostile one. There was no need to make India a hostile one to USA because India is a very trusted one. This is a fact. Trump has deliberately undermined India's sovereignty and strategic autonomy. So has trade issue become an issue of national pride for India. This has cast a long shadow over USA, the largest India's bilateral trade partner. Trump, in fact, has revived the dead issue of USA backing Pakistan with nuclear arsenals against India during Bangladesh's liberation of 1971. This is the end of my video. Thank you each and every one of you.